Had a nice presentation by Randy. She's going to do a presentation for us later. And it's nice to develop relationships with people from other parts of the country. It's good for networking and it's good for business because sometimes they have business in the New York area. Sometimes you might have business, locally in the Philadelphia area. It was just nice to see. And I brought back some different ideas that we're going to implement in our association. I find our association to be a lot warmer. But that's because I think I know everybody. But I definitely, that was a positive. And I just want to mention, I've been speaking to Arthur. He's been at the show in Las Vegas, the LCT show, and he's been pretty much our liaison, keeping us in touch of what's going on. And I want to mention that the NSLA received an award from the National Limousine Association for 25 years of continuous membership. So our association has been a part of the National Limousine Association for 25 years, and that's a terrific association.
Who accepted it?
Arthur.
Oh, that's very nice.
That's a terrific association, more on national and worldwide scale. I just want to mention a couple of things. The website, the job trade, the bulletin board, these are all vital parts of our organization. Terrific things that are keeping us in touch and working closely together. I can't tell you how many times I take advantage of it. A few months ago, I just want to mention this about John Shaughnessy, sitting in the back from Somerset, called me about 3 months ago, and he says, Doug, I got a van that I want to sell. And I said, John, we're looking for a van. And I went up there, and I think it was the next day or the day after. It was a good deal for me, it was a good deal for him, and we connected. So there's lots of things that you can use your association for. The guests that are here, I believe we have about 100 members now, Jeff? About 110 members, so it's a terrific organization. The job trade, for you, those of you who don't know, I know it may sound repetitive. If you're stuck with a job, you can log on to our internet site, you can type in what your needs are, and in 2 clicks, it goes right over to 30, 40, 50, I don't know how many people are on it now? About 70 people are on it now, to their next tells. I'm at LaGuardia, I need a car at LaGuardia right away. I know Matt used it once this week, and I know Bobby uses a lot in the wedding season, so it's a terrific thing. So the association, I will tell you, has a lot of stuff going for you, and definitely different ideas to build your business. At this time, we have Yellow Book here, who's going to give us a nice presentation. Our speakers this evening are Christine Quinn and Bill Hirsch. So I'll allow them to take the floor at this time, do a presentation for us about Internet and Yellow Book, what they have to offer. When I got to a certain point with it, like after 3 months, I wasn't seeing any more traffic, and I was paying $30 or $40 for a phone call. And they kept adding keywords. And now that I know that the keywords that are of no value, or that really get away from the real, crux of my business, to make people land on your website, if you're not producing sales, it's just generating revenue from them.
Exactly.
And I do want to mention one thing. I know I spoke a couple meetings ago, when they started to record the calls, right? You said you added that. That was the single greatest thing that I got out of Reach Local. And now this is my segue for Randy, who's going to speak tonight. My telephone salespeople sucked. And I didn't know it until I got to Reach Local, and I started to listen to my people answering the phone calls. And your telephone people stink too, because I call them. They're terrible. I called one of the biggest operators nationwide yesterday, or this morning, to inquire how they would do some rates. They were terrible. This time I want to introduce Randy Bussey. We figured out how to get the phone to ring, and now we're going to figure out how to make him a client. All right, Randy. When they first put the telephone system in, you could hear some of the calls. I went out and purchased my own telephone recording equipment after I discontinued them, because I just had to hear it. I had to have it and use it as a training tool. And even today I was listening to some calls, and I certainly can't listen to all of them because it will take forever to go through all the calls. But I listened to some of them, and these are people that we've been working with. My people are now scripted. They don't have to read it exactly, but they have to follow a format. Randy was in and did some training, and by the way, she does offer that. If you want her to come into your business, it's not as much money as you think. You lose a couple of calls, and it pays for her to work with your people. You'd be surprised. Even I was surprised this morning. I listened to some of my people talk on the phone, and I wonder why. Somebody called up and asked about a shuttle, and the woman said to her, "We don't do shuttles." Why would you respond like that? We don't do shuttles. This person was looking for a pickup after a wedding to shuttle here and back and forth. She understood it to be share ride. They never said share ride. They said shuttle. And she threw the call away. And it blew me away. So, even when they're trained, so if you have people working for you, it's a good idea. Maybe you could even hire the Yellow Book system, get that into some trial period, so you can just hear what some of the things are going on, and you'd be surprised. Calls come in. Some jobs could be $600, $700, $800. You know what it is. and they throw them away. So it's very interesting. Thank you both for terrific presentations. I hope that...
Great job.
Tony, you want to take a moment to
Yeah,
mention some stuff?
Unfortunately, some of you people might have heard that I've been a little under the weather. And I recently found out...
Associate members, PA Post, do you want to mention anything? Anybody in the room, associate members here, want to say anything about their business at this time? Go ahead.
Hi. Hey, nobody knows